Mm. Do 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 do. Blue dreams. Time for some blue dreams, yo. Who wants a blue dream? What are you doing today, baby? Still asleep.
Yeah.
Been having weird ass dreams lately. Just like frustrating and strange. Every night. Frustrating, strange dreams. It's like tonight I was dreaming that you and me and your family were trying to get on a plane in time.
Yeah.
But we were out driving somewhere. We were fucking trying to get to the plane. And then when we got to the plane, we barely got on it. And everybody was all happy. And then the plane fucking did an inverted turn to like, we were all like, wah!
It sounds like my Canada dream. Where us and your dad and uncle were driving to Canada for something.
Why are we dreaming this? Is it just like residuals for Holland Dad all over creation? Probably.
Yeah.
Just like residual anxiety for Holland Dad all over the state. Pretty wild. Yeah, Dad wasn't even in this one. It was your family.
Well, you probably were a little stressy that I drove so far to see him recently.
Maybe. It's fun trying to figure out what triggers a dream.
This one not as good as the other blue dream. Is it more stemmy?
No, it's actually pretty good. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's stemmy at all. Really, no more stemmy than any bud is.
Yeah.
That's the...
Can't have a plant without stems.
Unfortunately, they haven't figured out how to make stemless weed yet.
Yeah. If they do, though, that person's going to be a millionaire.
Stemless weed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No more picking sticks.
Just straight bud.
Straight fucking bud all the way to the core. Paul, how's it going? It's you know, I'm just gonna twist up a morning J, have my California breakfast.
I bet it could be done if they tried hard enough.
Well, I mean, like, what would the sticky icky grow out of?
Just the stem, like the main stem, but not have it all in the middle.
The sticky
Probably
icky's
shaped weird.
The sticky icky's got to be connected to something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It has to grow out of something. And if not a stem, then what? That's
just
the question.
A really, really soft stem that's also psychoactive.
Oh, yeah. Now that's what I'm talking about. Soft stem.
Yeah. You know, like how some herbs, you don't have to stem them because they're so little.
Yeah. Yeah. So micro stems that just turn into more THC. Yeah. How's your hammer hanging? I've never heard that one before. It's all right, you know. I have the most inappropriate song in my stuck in my head, but I don't choose these things. Yeah. Let's just say that a recent Kanye West joint is stuck in my head and won't go away. Dude, reprehensible though it may be, it is catchy. You can't deny. You look like comments are starting to get shit canned. Yeah, they should be, yeah. You look like if a tree came to life right after you were warned. Right after you were warned. Oh, man. Do I hunt? No, I do not hunt.
Unless you count flies.
I am a fly hunter, yeah, but I do not hunt animals other than flies.
Dinor's a hunter.
Yeah, mole hunter, squirrel hunter, raccoon hunter.
Yeah. Man, it sucks that you didn't catch that chonk raccoon on video.
Oh my god, he was huge. He's, like I said, he's the size of Dinor. He's Dinor's size, every ounce of Dinor.
Yeah.
Fat.
Yeah. No floof, just
No
fat.
floof, just fat. He is fatter than shit. His big ass barely made it up that tree. Slipping and like... Dinor almost had him. Almost had that big old fat raccoon, Dinor. Now he ain't been around since. He knows better. Huh. Knows whose yard this is. What I think is interesting is that raccoon was not scared of me at all.
Yeah.
He was down on the ground doing his business right behind me.
Yeah.
While I was out here, you know. Not a single comment has passed muster in 2 minutes.
Have you turned on the monkey button yet?
I have not, but, you know, whatever. I'm just letting it, I just let it fly. Ghoul, you have a vertical screen just for bannings. Heard raccoons are mean as fuck. They are, yeah. They look cute, but they are mean, yeah. They're chicken killers. They'll attack little dogs and cats. They'll attack a human being if they're, like, desperate.
Mm-hmm. They want what they want, and they're gonna get it.
They're like little micro bears.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way to think of a raccoon.
Yeah.
Like, they look adorable, but really they're basically bears. They're tiny bears. Got sharp-ass teeth and sharp-ass claws.
Well, just say, like, they look so much like the red panda.
Mm. They also have roundworms much of the time, yeah. Yeah, they carry a lot of parasites and stuff, obviously. Any wild animal, that's pretty much the truth about. They're going to have fleas and ticks and worms and all of that shit. But consider this adorable. I mean, fucking bears are adorable. Mm-hmm. A grizzly bear, if you take it out of context, is a fucking adorable creature.
That's why they make teddy bears.
That's why they make teddies.
That's why they made Care Bears.
Yeah. Black bears are adorable. Grizzlies look terrifying. I don't think so.
They're chonk and
they're big
fluffy.
And brown and chonk, and they have a goofy face, and they're fluffy, and they have cute little ears and sniffy noses. They're pretty cute if you take them out of the context of what they are. The reason you don't find grizzlies cute is because you know what a grizzly does. You know what the nature of a grizzly truly is. If you just saw a grizzly, you'd be, oh, what a big, adorable baby that is. I'm from Alaska. Bears are big babies. See? Alaska right there. Guaranteed.
It's about exposure, too. Like, if you see a bunch of them and they generally don't bother you, you're probably just like, yeah, they're kind of cute.
Yeah. Well, black bears, once again, are different than seeing a grizz.
Yeah.
Like a black bear, they are more drawn to human shit, black bears,
Mm-hmm.
and their temperament allows them to kind of live on the outskirts of humanity and
Yeah. They tend to just pick through trash.
grab a
shit.
handful of trash or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
People are underestimate moose is the most dangerous thing that you can run into in the woods in North America. Like a lot of people think it's a bear, a lot of people think it's a mountain lion. The most guaranteed to fucking kill you animal that you can run into is a bull moose. Especially if it's like mating season.
Mm-hmm.
A bull moose will literally just pulverize you into paste. Knock you over, charge you, and just trample you and smash you to paste. Moose are absolutely the most dangerous thing that you'll run into in the woods in North America. Other than other humans, I guess.
Trying to detangle some of this stuff.
Wildest thing in the water isn't a shark either, it's the hippo. Yeah. Pound for pound, the hippo is the deadliest animal on the planet. Also one of the cutest. Meese, the plural of moose? No, I think it's just moose. I think moose is plural, right? It's a herd of moose.
Like deer is another one.
Yeah, herd of deer. Deer is plural. It's also singular.
Why? Who knows?
Yeah. Why do goose
Come
get geese?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Moose are
Moose don't become meese. Or mooses. Anything.
Like that Mandarin was weird because it didn't really specify singular or plural with a lot of them, unless it had that what should I call it word? The word that the modifier that where you put a number in front of it.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was called either, but
Yeah. Measure word. Measure word can tell you if it's singular or plural, but the word itself could mean both.
yeah. Hello there, Texas. How are y'all there? Texas? You see Texas out back? I don't see no Texas, but you know, we're doing all right.
You're about what, I think 8 years behind.
Yeah. Oh, 8 years behind on me. I did live in Texas for quite some time, but not no more. Looks like Canada. I think you might be closer to the truth there, but it's still quite a ways from the mark. What's the flavor? Blue Dream. Minnesota? Yeah, you got it. I'm in Minnesota. Is Minnesota a tree laden place? Because I guess it would be because it's north, right? It's kind of next to Michigan, right? Minnesota. So it's north.
The other side of the
So it's going to be a tree infested zone. Some dude just came in and was like, pig, and got banned. Reminds me of Far and Away.
Yeah.
Remember when what's her name? Kim. Fucking the chicken Far and Away was working in the chicken plucking factory, and
Yeah.
she insulted her boss, and he was like, "Oh, that's 2 days now," and she's like, "Big." Minnesota is mostly lakes with forests around them. I was looking at a heat map for the price of the median price of a house, and it was a heat map. So like green was the cheapest, and then yellow was kind of median, and red was super expensive. California, Washington, red. Oregon, yellow. Minnesota, green. You know what I mean?
But there is a reason.
Yeah, there are reasons for this, for sure. West Virginia, the cheapest. Oh man, that is a beautiful fucking state too. I love the Ozarks. I really do. I think they are absolutely beautiful mountains. Completely different than the mountains that I grew up around. Like, I am a Sierra Nevadas Olympic mountain boy, like West Coast mountain boy, and East Coast mountains are just built different, man. They're older. Trees are so dense in parts of Appalachia, like so dense that you would have trouble just like walking into the forest. The trunks are so close together. Ugh. Life is old there, older than the trees, older than the mountains, older than the breeze. But yeah, if the politics back there weren't such fucking insanity, I would definitely consider some East Coast. I was born in Portland, but moved to Alaska as an infant, not my choice. Yeah, but I mean, now you're still in Alaska though. I want to pick your brain about Alaska, bro. I'm intensely looking for compound space right now. Like my life is at that point where I'm about to make a compound. It's about that time. It's time for the children of the salt. Oh, you live in Germany now. Okay. Do I trust the government? Fuck no. Do you? Did you ever go through a major career change? Yeah. Well, about 10 years ago, I was working at for the school district. I was a technology support specialist for the school district. And I worked that job for 8 years. And I quit that to be a podcast. Well, I didn't really quit it to be a podcaster, but that was the next gig I got. I quit that to go back to school. My marriage blew up, and I got a job on the Drunken Peasants, and never looked back. It's been in December of this year, so towards the end of this year, it'll be a full 10-year anniversary for me. Do I have to give you all my life savings? Of course you do. You're not going to need that on the compound. Money has no value on the compound. Bro, you are living my dream life. I don't know how dreamy it is, but it is nice, man. I will tell you that, like, what I have, which isn't a ton, right? I am not a rich guy. What I have, I worked my butt off for. Like, there's no easy way to any type of job, especially a self-employed kind of, you're in business for yourself. There's no easy way to it. You see somebody that is living an okay lifestyle based off of that, and that person works. Birds are singing something fierce today. Will there be cappies on the compound? Depends. Depends. Do you know you're exhaling bullshit every time you type? Shut up. Nobody asked you for advice on anything. Not a single human being will ever come to you for advice on anything because you have nothing to give. So quit traveling around like a fucking wayward ghost on the internet trying to give advice to a human being. Nobody needs you. Nobody wants you. Thanks. I had a cappy when I lived in Thailand. They're a pain. Yeah, I'm sure they are. I want them to be a pain. You can't just have a cappy, by the way. That's probably why it was a pain. Capybaras are herd animals. They are not good unless you got 2, 3, 4 of them. They do not like being solo animals. They yearn for their own kind. Roseanne Allen is the one I was talking to. A person that got banned for trying to give advice. Unsolicited advice. You and I are just fine. I was just taking care of it as a volunteer. Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, cappies are herd animals. Cappies do not do well alone. They need to have other cappies around. So if I ever had a compound, and if it had capybara on it, there would be probably 4 or 5 of them. We would need to have 4 or 5 of them. Capybara have a nasty bite. Yes. They're rodents. They have big, strong teeth. Yes. There's a capybara in Georgia, but I'm always wary of places like that because cappies deserve their natural environment. Sure, yeah. I would never have a group of cappies unless they were taken care of. You know what I mean? Like they would have their own little pond and they'd have plenty of land to be around on and lay around in and all of that. To be quite frank with you, the area that I live in is not exactly the best environment for capybaras, though I could get them here. I don't know that they would be the happiest. I would definitely have to go to some pretty great lengths to create a space for them to go and warm up. What it do? His yoke is easy. His burden is light. His burden is light. His yoke is easy. That's a tough. That's from Handel's Messiah. His yoke is easy. So you're supposed to flow through those. His burden is light. His burden is light. Anybody know Handel's Messiah? Probably not. Well, you probably know Hallelujah, 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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Right? Good luck singing that one. Yeah. It's tough. It's beautiful when it's done by a full chamber choir, though. It's a beautiful song. Beautiful, like, arrangement of songs. Handel's Messiah. When it's sung by a skilled choir. Pretty fucking awesome. His yoke is easy. His burden is light. Dude, his yoke is easy, his burden is light. I haven't sang or thought about that song since high school. And I was able to summon it. And I'm 100% on key. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you know that I am a person haunted by songs, okay? I hear a song once or twice, it sticks with me, and 20 years later I can bust it. My dad asked me about a song. He was like, you showed me a song when you were a teenager and I thought it was a kick-ass song, and then I never could find it again. And I was like, well, what song was it? He was like, I don't know, man. Something about spit me out. And I was like, don't worry about, don't think aloud. I'll turn your head now, baby, just spit me out. He was like, that's it. How did you do that? I was like, that's the song, man. I've never heard Mozart's Requiem live before. I've seen it, recorded or whatever, but I've never heard it live. No. Isn't it amazing how much music we can retain in the human brain? It trips me out all the time. Well, what it shows you, I think, is that song and rhyme and metered verse are a part of our evolutionary history. Like, it goes way back, singing, right? It's not like, even a slightly modern human thing. It just shows that it probably predates humans, right? Singing. And it's not for all people, but for some people, there is a special part of the brain carved out for songs and lyrics. It's like a special slice of your memory that is very, at least in my case, is super precise. So precise that I can match pitch almost perfectly, right? So I have, they take a song I haven't heard but that I know. Isn't it amazing? Yeah, no, it is. It is amazing. The human brain is an endlessly amazing thing, and human beings are endlessly fascinating things as well. I am utterly fascinated by humans, by us, by we. It's liturgy, using the body to worship God, uniting matter with the soul. Yeah. That's neat. That's a neat concept. I think it's why there's so much beautiful religious art, right? Hilo in the background sounds like a Bell 206. You got the ear, buddy. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have nailed it as a 206. But yeah, I live near military installations and such. Your lives are awesome, man. Super chill and awesome topics. Cool. I'm glad you enjoy it, man. You know, hit the subscribe thing so when I do pop onto these, you can pop in. You're always welcome. You know, I try and be chill, man. I like talking about stuff. I like letting the chat kind of lead the discussion, because oftentimes we land on stuff I'm really interested in, and I learn stuff too, which is kind of interesting. You know, it's like it's just like what it is human conversation, and it's just like a dying art, right? Making up songs on the fly too, yeah. That's another thing. The one chopper I can always pick out, and I'm always right about, is a Chinook. Those are very unique sounding, and I hear a lot of them here. TJ also has a great knack for songs as well. Yeah. Which video game had an amazing soundtrack? Boom 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 boom. Deus Ex, the original Deus Ex, the PC release for Deus Ex has one of the coolest soundtracks ever. Dude, I'm gonna play that song for you, dude. I'm gonna go get my other phone just to play that song. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, God damn it. No. I mean, everything.
My name is Adept.
Everything is good from this. But this song in particular is just so killer. Shit is just like fire. You going to EDC, Nikki? Cool. Enjoy that. Yeah, Deus Ex, the original Deus Ex. And I gotta be honest with you, Human Revolution or the new Deus Exes are both really great and similarly have great soundtracks as well. But that OG Deus Ex, that is something else again, bro. Let me play you another song from the soundtrack, just so you know that it's not like a one-hit wonder kind of soundtrack, right? Let me hit it. Deus Ex. Yeah, OST. Yeah. The Synapse is a really good one. This is a Hong Kong. I mean, just badass, right? VersaLife's ambient track. I'm with you, Natco. Start talking. Whoa, buddy. Hey, listen, I don't know anything, but I know where there's a stash of weapons. Start talking. It's a great game, man. If you ain't played it, you gotta pick it up and play that shit, bro. Sucks that they closed the studio down and canceled the sequel. Well, I mean, they did make the sequel, Deus Ex Invisible War, which gets a lot of hate from people because it is very different than the original Deus Ex. There is less player choice involved, but it is still a great game. It is still worth playing if you like Deus Ex. I got it back in the day, and I remember playing it and really liking it. I was kind of shocked to find out how many people didn't like it. It's trash day today. Friday is trash pickup day. So I'm probably going to get to hear the wonderful soothing sounds of a big giant diesel engine for the next hour or so. Just working the street. I'm looking in on getting an old console. Any recommendations? Bro, because I think they're easier to get and there's such a fucking huge library of games. Get you a Genesis, dude. Get you a Sega Genesis. And if you can get it, a Sega CD as well, man. And like that is, you're gonna have so many fucking classic games. They're gonna be way cheaper than Nintendo games because the collectibles market on Sega consoles is not as hot as the Nintendo market. I look cool. Bro, I am cool. There's looking cool, and then there is just being fucking cool. Okay. Just found my old Genesis with the original hookups and games. That's dope. Mine, mine was the victim of, dude. So many awesome old consoles were the victim of what mine was the victim of, dude. My old console was a victim of yard sale disease. My mom loved yard sales, man. She threw them all the time. I didn't know. I didn't know. You haven't played this old Genesis in a while. You mind if I sell it? Yeah, sell it. I don't give a shit. I don't want to play that old ass piece of shit no more. Sell it all for $5, Mom. Go ahead. Whatever. Oh, that makes me very sad. That's neat that you've got like a working Commodore. That's life goals. That's life goals right there. I regret selling the boxed NES I got a couple of years ago. I mean, yeah, for sure. At least Mom didn't sell any of that stuff. She didn't sell any of my cards or anything. I still got all my fucking. I don't think I've got anything that's worth much, but I have a whole set of Topps 1994 NBA. I have the full set of that. And there's some pretty good cards in there. I've got an Alonzo Mourning rookie. That's my favorite basketball card. I've got that fucking put away somewhere in a binder. And I've got almost, I think it is almost a full set minus all the foils of the 1992 Topps Marvel cards. So like the Marvel Universe, X-Men, and all of that shit, right? So I have an almost full set of that, minus foils, and a full 94 Topps or Fleer. I can't remember which one it was. I don't think anything's worth anything in that, but, you know, at least I have them somewhere, stashed away somewhere. Matt says he wishes he could go back to his younger self and don't open anything. Bro, I had so much fun with all this stuff. But my childhood, because of when I was born, right? And because my family was middle class, because toys weren't like massively expensive back in the 80s and early 90s and shit, right? I got some wild fucking toys and I had fun with them, bro. Like I had a whole gang of the original Star Wars toys, like original ones, a whole gang of them, bro. And I've looked, like I had not just the figurines, but I had the shit. Like I had a Millennium Falcon that was like huge, big plastic thing. You take the top off of it and put your guys in it. I had Darth Vader's TIE Fighter and a normal TIE Fighter. I had Slave One. What's your name? What you call it? Boba Fett's ship. Slave One. That one that goes sideways. Like it takes off and goes. I had that. I had a full-sized Rancor. I mean, come on, dude. And yeah, dude, if I had just kept all of those toys in a box and put them in a hermetically sealed package, dude, I'd have hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of shit. Hundreds of thousands. But I had so much fun with those toys when I was a kid, bro. Maybe it was worth hundreds of thousands. I didn't know it at the time that that's what I was spending. But hey, I can't take it back. And I had a lot of fun with them toys, bro. So, you know, debt paid, I guess. Yep. Yep. The Falcon, fold out pistol grip on the bottom so that you could carry it and go made noises. Like it would make the fucking. Yeah, it was great. Right? Now, I had a lot of Transformers. I had even more GoBots. I bet those would be worth a lot because GoBots are like niche as fuck now. but I had a fuck ton of GoBots. I had the big Fortress, like Fortress 1 or whatever it was called, the GoBots Walker. I had all the GoBots and the evil GoBots. I had a bunch of Transformers. I had a bunch of Ninja Turtles. Like, I had all of the Turtles, right? I had a Splinter. I had a Shredder. I had my favorite one was that turtle Slash. Do you guys remember Slash? He was like an evil turtle. Like a cousin of the Ninja Turtles, but he was evil and he's called Slash. He was like a snapping turtle. I had him. I had a lot of He-Mans. The coolest He-Man thing that I had was I had Castle Grayskull. Castle Grayskull had this like thing where you could speak into it and it would make your voice sound all spooky coming out of the castle. I had a He-Man where if you tapped on his chest, a thing would flip over with a big axe wound in his armor. Battle damage. I had that guy and the Skeletor that did battle damage. I didn't have the Turtles van. I never had the Turtles van. I just had a lot of turtles. I have Baxter Stockman, the Fly. I had him. I had Bebop and Rocksteady. And I had Shredder and Krang. But I never had they sold a big ass Technodrome and they sold the Turtle van and I never had any of that. Captain Power? Oh shit, that's old. I had all them Ninja Turtles, dude. Yeah, I had a lot of Ninja Turtles. I had a lot of what haven't I mentioned? I had a lot of G.I. Joe, like the OG G.I. Joes. So I had a lot of good guys and a lot of bad guys. A couple of GI Joe vehicles, a Jeep thing, and I think I had a helicopter thing. I had some Mask toys. Like, yeah, yeah. Micro Machines, yeah. Mask had the coolest intro, dude. Watch. I'll show you. People love like 80s cartoon intros, and nobody ever plays the Mask intro, bro. You guys got to hear this shit, bro. Bro. Tell me I don't know. Tell me I don't know. Tell me that doesn't fucking rock right there, dude. Tell me that ain't badass right there, dude. That breakdown, though, you don't see it coming. Sounds all wholesome. Secret raiders working overtime, fighting crime, fighting crime. And then you don't see that fucking dark hook. Mask. Oh, shit. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I just played it for you, Matt. I just answered that question. You're not going to find a better cartoon intro than Mask. I defy you. I defy you. There's some good ones out there, but that's where it peaked. That's where the wave broke and rolled back. And if you look with the right kind of eyes on the right kind of day, you can still see the high water mark where the waves broke and pulled back. I was too old for Pokemon. Pokemon came out in like 96. I was 16. I was trying to get laid and stuff. You can't get laid trading cards of little yellow monsters. You can't do it. Like, maybe nowadays things have changed, but in my day, you weren't going to get any pussy if you were running around with like a Pikachu backpack on and shit. That just wasn't going to happen, bro. So there was just no interest on my end. So I just kind of missed the wave. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like I said, now it's changed. Now shit has changed. Now being a Pokemon guy, like dude, that's a legit, you can be legit, you know? You can legit pick up partners with that, you know? When did you love the V card? Love it? You never loved it. I lost it at 18. 90s X-Men had banging opening. Tell wood stories? Wood? Wood? I'm gonna take the L. I'll take it. I'll hold that L. On the legend scale, where does Ozzy Osbourne stand on the legend scale? I don't even know what the legend scale is, bro. He's a legend, though. Anybody that says he's not is fucking full of shit. He's a legend, clearly. You know? What? What did I do? My last days? Bro, do you know something I don't? The whole world will born. Hell. Biggest star of the 20th century. There's no contest in that question. There's no contest. Michael Jackson. And he's not just the biggest star of the 20th century, he's the biggest star in human history. And I don't know that anybody will ever surpass him. Lennon deserves to be in the conversation, but Lennon is not. He's not the top. Michael Jackson had a level of celebrity that it confounds the world even today. The man literally could not go outside anywhere in the world without being mobbed and recognized. I mean, anywhere in the world. The dude did a fucking concert in the Congo, and like 500,000 people showed up. You know, that's like, people will point at other celebrities now. They'll be like, oh, they're Taylor Swift. It's like Taylor Swift could go incognito all over the fucking planet, bro. She's very famous. A lot of people listen to Taylor Swift, but she ain't on the level that Michael Jackson was and never will be. Yeah, you really have to go outside of music to find somebody more ubiquitous than Michael Jackson. You have to talk about heads of state. You have to talk about popes. Like, there's just not. Right? There's no competition within celebrity with Michael Jackson. He was just, he's like Mickey Mouse, right? But a real person. It's like, you know, you can go anywhere in the world and say Mickey Mouse and people know what Mickey Mouse is, right? Or McDonald's, right? He's ubiquitous all over the world. Yeah, people will know who Michael Jackson is in 100 years. Michael Jackson's music and influence on the music industry will be studied, presuming continuity, right? Presuming that, you know, there's not some big interruption in society. Lady Gaga had 2 million show up at a show in Brazil. Yeah, I mean, that's huge. Like I said, there are some huge fucking celebrities, right? Giant. But if Michael Jackson magically came back from the dead and did a concert in Brazil, they'd have to shut the fucking country down because the whole world would all of a sudden be moving to Brazil. I'm not even kidding. That's how he moved people. When he did a concert, it was sold out in seconds. Yeah. If he threw a free concert in the middle of Brazil, there'd be 20 million fucking people that were trying to be there. It would be the largest concert in the history of concerts. It would be bigger than Live Aid, right? Live Aid is like the gold standard for concerts and attendance. It would be way bigger than that. Elvis, listen, Elvis, huge celebrity, not taking anything away from the legacy, ubiquitous American artist. Michael Jackson belonged to the fucking world, bro. He belonged to the world. Elvis is an American icon. Michael Jackson is an icon of planet Earth. The only thing close was the Beatles. I got to be honest with you, Matt. The Beatles weren't even close. At the height of Beatlemania, if you took the height of Beatlemania and compared it with the height of Michael Jackson's popularity globally, it wouldn't even hold a candle. It wouldn't even hold a candle, bro. You're talking about ubiquity. It's not something that any other artist has ever achieved, at least not in modern times. Ubiquity. Everybody knows him. Everybody knows the references. Everybody has heard his music, and almost everybody uniformly loves his music. That's ubiquity. That doesn't exist on the planet Earth now, and it won't exist probably in the future. It was the peak of modern celebrity. Ugh. Well, we learn a lot from nature, but can nature learn anything from us? We are nature. We learn from ourselves. And when I say we, I don't just mean humans. I mean all of our cousins, all of our brothers and sisters. The trees that you guys are looking at back there share common DNA with us, going all the way back. We are nature. We are a part of this world. We are completely and utterly pointless without it. And so we learn about ourselves constantly, and we know about our role in the great tapestry, right? And we choose to ignore it largely. I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. I keep forgetting things will never be the same again. I keep forgetting how you made that so clear. I keep forgetting Every time you're near, anytime I see you smile. Such a melancholy song. If you listen to the lyrics, I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. I keep forgetting things will never be the same again. I keep forgetting how you made that so clear. I keep forgetting anytime you're near. Poor Michael McDonald. He was in love, man. That guy was in love. All we live for is to spread love to each other. That's the real meaning for humans, animals, everything. I think that's a beautiful perspective. And one of the things I love is that you get to decide what the meaning of life, if anything, is, because there is no inherent meaning. So you get to decide. It's like a choose your own adventure book. That can be a dangerous concept, but it's also a true concept. Once you realize that the world is what you perceive and that perception is reality, and that the world is what you make of it, and that meaning is what you make of it, and can be ascribed however you want to ascribe that meaning. Once you learn that, the world becomes a pretty adventuresome type of place. I will tell you that much. And I think that you ascribing the meaning of life to love, I think there's basis to that. I don't know that I would say I fully agree, but I think that you have basis. I think that there is an angle there. And it's certainly a beautiful thing to try and live your life according to, right? Spread love, spread good vibes. We all live too short to hate each other. Man, if only the world were that way, right?
I know you gotta dive into the dirty worlds here shortly on Onion Nuggets.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, I'm at constant war with myself. I was just extolling the virtues of human beings earlier. I was talking about how utterly fascinating I find human beings, and how endlessly interesting and deep and meaningful my interactions with human beings have been in my life, and how I just can't sometimes feel like I just can't get enough. And then on the other hand, I just find us so disgusting and stupid and hypocritical and blind and short-sighted and all of these other things, right? And so, yeah, it's definitely keeps me on my toes philosophically, let's put it that way. I am very susceptible to being dragged into a dark mood, but I feel like those dark moods are a reflection of my hopes and dreams for humanity, right? I feel like that when I express my utter confusion and exasperation with humanity and its choices, I think it's out of love, ultimately, that I do that. How you doing, baby?
I'm gonna fix you anything to eat before the show.
No. I think I'm okay. Well, do we have a bagel?
Yes.
I probably won't eat it right away, but yeah, if you just put a bagel down there for me, I'll munch that bagel. Thank you, baby. I'm gonna have me a bagel this morning with a little bit of that cream cheese on it. Yeah, onion nuggets today. Onion nuggets in like 40 minutes. What do you think about that? Onion nuggets. We won't give you a bum stare. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. I know you were right, believing for so long. I'm all out of love. What am I without you? I know you were right when you said I was so wrong. What is a taboo that is controversial, and how does society decide what is a taboo? Bro, you're asking the wrong guy. Think about that. I wish that I was more well versed in the psychology of taboo. It's an interesting subject. I know that it is a psychology that we share with our cousins in the animal world. Taboo exists amongst chimp troops and gorilla troops and bonobo troops, right? What I would say is, and this is completely uneducated speculation, that taboo has its genesis in social survival and adaptability. So, meaning a social taboo keeps people from creating strife in a social situation, right? So if it is taboo to grab the ass of another man's wife, then you don't have to defend your wife's honor every time somebody comes up to squeeze her bum, and you aren't left feeling like your wife's ass is community property, right? You get what I'm saying? That's a social taboo. Just goosing somebody's ass in public, right, is a social taboo. And I think it exists psychologically to prevent conflict that would otherwise lead to the possible death or dismemberment of one or both parties. I guess the ancient Egyptians did not get the memo about incest being bad because they married. Well, not just the ancient Egyptians, but we're talking about the Merovingian dynasty all the way up through the fucking Habsburgs and shit, right? And the Carolingian dynasty in Europe. All of those did a lot of inbreeding, right? And so taboo, what is and isn't taboo, is often a reflection of the moral landscape of the society that you're discussing, right? And so if you were to take and compare our society to ancient Greek society, overall, you would find a lot of similarity and you would find a lot of difference when it came to social taboo, right? Then that is true of any ancient society. You would find commonality and you would find wild difference, right? Nudity was not a taboo in ancient Greece. Women and men would appear nude quite often in ancient Greece, and the human form was not seen as a disgusting or dirty thing, right? In fact, the human form was idealized in a certain way, and certain types of the human form were seen as disgusting and dirty. But nudity overall was not taboo in ancient Greece, nor was it taboo in ancient Rome. But when you see Christendom come in towards the fall of Rome, you start to see statues with fig leaves covering their genitals, statues where women are holding their breasts to hide their nipples, right? Those sorts of things start to pop up and become social taboo. Revealing your body openly, nude body, becomes a social taboo right around when Christendom asserts itself in European history, right? I think what is the most impressive thing about you is the ability to recall any song lyric. Is this trained purposely or does it just come natural? I think I have both a facility and a lot of training and memorization. So I think I have a natural faculty in my brain for memorization, but I have also spent a large point of my life training memorization, memorizing lines, memorizing song lyrics. And so I'm good at it in addition to kind of having a natural bent towards it. I don't really think it's all that impressive, to be honest with you. I appreciate the thing, but I think it's something that anybody could do if they spent the same amount of time that I have doing rote memorization. Yeah, most people don't ever memorize anything, right? Or very few things. You might have a favorite song that you know by heart, but maybe a favorite poem that you can quote But most people don't memorize anything. One of the things that I've explained to people when it comes to my memorization of songs and lyrics, and sometimes dialogue in movies, is that I have a facility of memorization that's almost phonographic, meaning that I can hear that song in my head. When I close my eyes and I focus on that song, like All Out of Love, somebody put All Out of Love and I sang a whole verse of it, right? When I close my eyes, I can hear the pianos, I can hear the key, I can hear the voice and its quality and its timbre in my head without singing it. And I think that is different from how other people, not everybody, I'm not the only person in the world that has this faculty, but I do think that that is different from how other people memorize and recall music. Can you do whole songs or just popular parts of the song? It depends on the song. Depends on how many times I've heard the song, how closely I've paid attention to it. Depends on the song, right? So there's a lot of 90s songs because I listen to a lot of 90s music that I can sing I would say I have 80 to 90% recall of a lot of songs that were in that like alt rock kind of subgenre in the 90s, and pop punk and alt rock, like those types of songs. I would say that I have a good, between 70 and 90% recall on a lot of fucking songs there. You think people without inner voice actually exist? They do, yeah. There was just a study about this. It's like half of people. Half of people don't have an inner dialogue. Somewhere around that, right? It's a very interesting revelation. Were there any instruments in the Stone Age? Probably, yeah. I mean, banging two rocks together for rhythmic purposes. They may have stretched animal hides over logs and made kind of rudimentary drums. These are things that we would not expect to find intact, right? Talking about a hollowed out log with an animal skin stretched over it, and we were talking about 20, 30,000 years ago. That's gone, right? So I don't know that we've found evidence of complex musical devices. I wouldn't be shocked if we have. Bone flutes, percussive instruments, right? Yeah. But I just don't know. I just don't have firsthand knowledge of any of that. But if you looked into it, I bet you'd find skin flutes. The human voice is an instrument, and the first music would have been. Where's that? There's a song that a guy made a few years ago. Let's see. Yeah. The Mamuna Tribe song. So this guy took, obviously there is production on this, but this guy took this song that the Mamuna Tribe sings, no instruments, right? And he just kind of added some vocal processing and stuff to it. So just listen to it. It's kind of beautiful, I think.
When they walk back, they sing through the forest.
Pretty cool, right? Obviously vocal processing and stuff put over it, but just like a beautiful sound, right? And you can kind of imagine that sound ringing through the forest on a misty day, right? And it gives you a window into how humans have used music. Yeah, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Tiny Tim was a true American weirdo, man. But yeah, I actually saw Tiny Tim perform back in the day. He opened for Alice Cooper, of all people, and did a whole set, and he was awesome. I watched Tiny Tim, and then I watched Alice Cooper. It was pretty badass, man. That was a pretty cool concert. Oh, whistling is an old art. I'm a true whistler, man. I can whistle. Like, watch. I'll show you the test. If you want to know if somebody can actually whistle, the test is the theme to Andy Griffith. Here we go. Haven't done it in a while. Let me warm up. I love whistling, man, and you know whistling has been around. Probably started as just a way to alert one another, right? Just a really loud, like, you know, just to let people know. And then people started doing different tones, maybe mimicking birds, right? Right? Started adding their own little flavors to it. Oh, the throat singing, yeah. Pretty cool. Am I nice? I'm pretty nice. I'm remixing this. Remix away. The scat man. Your sound is like farts. Thanks, man. That's a high honor. Don't make me do my fucking my Arabic altar call. Okay, don't make me do it, bro, because I'll do it. I'll do it. Don't make me do it. I'll make you think it's time to fucking pray to Mecca. Okay? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Get your prayer mat out. Bro, people gonna hear that shit? I don't give a fuck. Let them hear it. Let the forest hear. Whatever, bro. You know, whatever. All my brothers stay smoking on that gas, yeah. Pass that shit over here, bitch. I'm trying to disappear. I would never switch up on my brothers. I put that on my mother. Who is that? Who is that? Somebody give me the quote. Somebody give me the artist. I'll give you a hint. Rest in peace. All these bitches, they was hating on me last year. Bitch, that was last year. Now I'm blowing past year. All my brothers stay smoking on that gas, yeah. Pass that shit over here. Bitch, I'm trying to disappear. Dill had it. Lil Peep. That's a great. I like that song. That's probably my favorite. And Lil Peep had some good songs, but I like that song. It's a short, sweet, to the point song. I think it's got style. I would never switch up on my brothers. I put that on my mother. Do you like mushrooms or acid? Yes, please. I'm a psychonaut. I've been inward many, many times. What percentage of zoos around the world have animals in cruel habitats or condition? Probably something fucking absurd, like 85 to 90. Do you feel a kinship towards other Pauls, or are you the Paul to rule them all? No, I like other Pauls, usually. I've always found that a Paul is a good guy. I had a couple of Pauls growing up that I knew. Good dudes. A couple of Pauls that I've worked with, good guys. All Pauls go to heaven. And with that, I'm going to let you go. Go watch Onion Nuggets. It'll be on in 20 minutes. And join Salt Rackus, discord.gg/Paul's Ego, all one word.